everyone. My name is Jenny Gaona, and I'm a social studies curriculum specialist. And today I'm going to be sharing Activity 5, Tools of the Trade, that partner with the book Porch Talk, a conversation about archaeology in the Texas Panhandle. I am so excited to share this activity. The topic of this activity is archaeology in action. What makes me very excited about this is that I learned so much in developing this activity. So the objective for your students is for them to identify what tools they would need to complete an archaeological dig in their backyard or neighborhood. You'll notice we have the standards, 7th grade social studies standards, listed at the bottom of the page that coincide with the activity. The educator's guide lists all of the materials you're going to need for the activity, an optional reading strategy for the activity, and then activity instructions. Now, granted, these instructions are just a loose guide. Feel free to use any of these resources or the activity in whichever way you think best supports your instruction. So a teacher tip before we get too far, Activity 2 has some good background information in order to support the students successfully completing this activity. So if you don't necessarily have to do all these activities in order, but Activity 2 does support this activity as far as background information. It is about Texas regions. So if you've already covered Texas regions and you feel like your students are good to go, that's going to help them complete this activity. As far as the reading strategy, when students are reading the Porch Talk book, every time they are reading Hank's House section of the book, every time a tool is mentioned as far as the archaeological dig, they would underline that tool, or they could just make a list, however you want students to do that. Then they're going to complete a round robin table talk where they cross out, they each list something on their list where they found a tool, and students cross them out if it's on their list, and they just keep going around their table doing their round robin talk. So let's discuss how students are going to complete this activity. You can have students in groups of 3 to 4, or you could do them in partners, however you want to collaboratively group them. They are going to identify what region of Texas they live in and the geographic features of that land. This is where Activity 2 will help them with that background information. They will then make a list of tools they feel they would need to conduct an archaeological dig either in their backyard or in their neighborhood. They will then conduct a gallery walk of images listing all the tools they see archaeologists using in each image. So they're just doing a master list of everything they see archaeologists doing in the gallery walk. The gallery walk is extensive. There are so many images. So teachers, feel free to pick and choose what pictures you're going to use based on the amount of time you have for students to do the gallery walk, your space, however you want to do it. So don't feel like you have to use all of the images. There are plenty for you to choose from. So use your teacher guide to set up the activity. And then there's an optional extension activity for students to read their archaeology tool list that's provided for you that we actually got from archaeologists, and then they can cross out the list that they found. You can make it kind of a nice little checklist to see how well they did in identifying tools. So here are what those resources look like. This is your security briefing, words of wisdom from Hank the Cowdog, that is written from the voice and perspective of Hank to introduce the activity, and then it lists the activity instructions. Then we have the handout for students to identify their region of Texas, geographic features, and list any tools they think they need for a dig. Now we have all of our images for our gallery walk with a short little text piece to give some background information. Some of these are amazing as far as the lab work. I didn't even consider that when I was getting the background information for this archaeology gallery walk. And then last but not least, it's the tool list. So we have digging tools, documenting tools, and laboratory and analysis tools. So that is Activity 5, Tools of the Trade for the Porch Talk, a conversation about archaeology in the Texas Panhandle. Thank you.